Number 7, we're starting with number 7. You always ask yourself, what can I add to my picture? Right now in number 7, I've got arrows, and arrows mean parallel, and I've got 2 right angles. You see those right angles? So I've got an angle, and we've got a shared side. So you always, always, always add tick marks to the shared side. So far I've got an angle and a side. So I'm almost there, but you can't prove anything congruent with just one angle and one side. So now we need to look at those parallel lines. And this is going to come up a lot, so this is really important. This line is parallel to this line, and this is the transversal. So I want you to look for which angles look like they are alternate interior angles. Do you see which ones are alternate interior angles? Alternate interior angles. Do you see those? So I added arcs to my picture because we learned a long time ago that alternate interior angles are congruent. So now I've got 2 angles and a side. And Helaman was asking, okay, well, where do we start? What order do we go in? And that's really confusing. But you don't go in a certain order. You just ask yourself, is that tick mark between the 2 angles or not between? So we're looking at, I've got angle, angle, and a side. Is that side between the 2 angles? Is that side included? And right there on that side, there's no tick mark. So this one is congruent by angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. Because the side is not between the right angle and the arc. It's not between. So don't put the letter S between the letter A's. That one is angle, angle, side. And ABC is congruent too. So we went from the right angle to nothing to 1 arc. So we have to do that again. The right angle is D, C is nothing, and B is the 1 arc. So triangle DCB. All right, so that's number 7. Now let's do number 10. Number 10, another one with parallel lines. Now notice this one's a little bit different because we've got parallel lines, but they also have a tick mark. So not only are they parallel, they're also congruent. Let's mark the shared side. Shared side. I'm using a double tick mark because I've already used a single tick mark. And then we need to mark our alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Okay, so now these are guilty of being congruent by side, angle, side. The side is, the angle is between the 2 sides. It is between. So you put the letter A between the letter S. Side, angle, side. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle AGC. So when you see parallel lines, you need to find some congruent angles. There's always some angles that are going to be congruent. Okay, 12. I'm going to mark vertical angle, so I'm going to put an arc and an arc. Is that angle between the sides? It's a yes or no question. Is that angle between the sides? And your answer should be no. That arc is not between the tick marks. That arc is not right there. It's not. So the angle is not between the sides. So number 12 is the one that spells the bad word. Number 12 is the donkey postulate, and that one does not work. ASS, it doesn't work. So we put in P, because that is not, it's not possible to prove them congruent. NP for not possible. Okay, finally number 13. Let's make it bigger. All right. 13, we've got more parallel lines. If I look at this line has a double arrow and this line has a double arrow, those are parallel. Here's my transversal. I know that this angle and this angle are corresponding angles. And we learned in the first 6 weeks that corresponding angles are congruent. Then you can look at this line parallel to this line, and we've got this angle congruent to this angle. It's another pair of corresponding angles. Now that we've marked those, we've got angle, side, angle. Angle, side, angle. And triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDE. Make sure you list it in whatever order the first one is listed in. Okay, so that's 7, 10, 12, and 13.